What's going on, guys? Welcome to Arcane Duels. I'm Koshade.
I'm Puddinhead.
And we are doing the Necromancer Academy spoiler videos.
All you Necros are going to have some fun tools.
I'm pretty sure everyone's been looking forward to more Necromancer stuff.
Not me.
Oh, you love Necromancer. Get out of here. So we got some great cards here. I'll let you put it
So
forward.
first up is the Academy Necromancer. And as many of you have guessed, he is from the land of that Forcemaster place. Academy Forcemaster. Yeah, Dsjer-Tet, whatever it is. And is also trained in those spells. So all the Jeweled Scarab, for instance, from Forcemaster set, he is trained in that and will not cost him triple. And several of the cards in this set are also not dark, but also he's trained in them because of their subtype. Necromancer starts with the usual 40 spellbook points, unlike the monk that we saw recently. Has a standard amount of hit points and is keyed with mummies in this set. So mummies are a new thing. Mummies are non-living, just like all the other undead stuff, non-living undead, but they are not psychic immune.
They have minds.
They are not resilient.
They have bodies.
And they have armor.
They have equipment.
The skeletons don't actually have armor, right? Skeletons don't usually have armor.
Yeah, some skeletons do.
One skeleton knight has one.
Does a sentry?
Nah, I don't think that skeletons don't have armor. So that's Necromancer. He can heal his creatures, well, remove damage from his creatures. That's really unique. When they kill something, or he kills something, or whatever.
So when an enemy creature dies, he just goes, you're better now. I don't know. Does the mummy, like, devour the soul?
It's this whole, like, resource of life and death thing.
I imagine
going
it's
on,
some sort of ancient Middle Eastern... Egyptian.
There you go. They're Middle Eastern.
Okay, fine.
Just not as classically thought of as Middle Eastern. Like, it's like specialized Middle Eastern, Egypt.
I mean, I actually don't even know where it's located on the Mage Wars world, so... might be in...
Who knows where anything's located in the Mage Wars world. I'm calling out you, Brian.
Oh.
We need a map.
There's 2 moons that have angels, just saying.
Okay.
That's where the angels come from.
So one of his Dsjer-Tet spells that is also going to be useful to the Forcemaster and anybody else who wants to spend 4 spellbook points for it is Curse of Servitude.
Yeah.
Curse of Servitude either does 2 damage or makes them attack something.
A friendly creature.
Yeah, a friendly creature.
So
and it's not your choice, it's their choice which friendly creature they attack. But if you're something with 3 or 4 dice and you Curse of Servitude it, maybe they'll take the 2.
And keep in mind, it says friendly creature, so if there are no other friendly creatures in the zone, they have to attack themselves.
Yep. They might as well just take the 2 damage.
Yeah, exactly, right? If they have, like, super armor, they're like, I only do 3 dice.
6 crit.
Something about attacking yourself and dealing 0 damages. Some sort of epic fail of some kind.
Yeah, you should be able to ignore your own armor when you attack yourself, right?
You think so.
So
it's fighting against himself.
That will get some damage on the enemy team. And then he's got, on his own team, mummies. First one being the Mummified Swordmaster. Mummified Swordmaster is really cheap for his stats.
He's
1
a good
armor,
card.
8 health for 7 life.
Yeah.
7 mana, rather. And 3 dice. But the key with with mummies is if they have damage on them, they get an extra effect most of the time. And this guy gets double strike as a quick action.
Double strike, 3 dice for 7 mana. That's super good.
And as long as you keep 1 damage on him, he gets that. He doesn't have to be like his level damage or anything. Like,
it's kind of interesting how the Necromancer's ability like heals the mummies. So like you want to keep healing the right mummies,
right,
to make sure they're not fully healed, but that they take enough damage to, keep their special abilities.
Yeah, he also has ways to damage things, which we'll talk about in a minute. Yeah. But the Plagued Voidwalker is the next one. This guy has a rot chance baseline, but gets an even better rot chance when he gets some damage on him.
Yeah, a 5-up rot when he's hitting something and he's damaged. Like, rots can win you just games. They can just, like, completely dismantle what your opponent's doing.
You know what I'm seeing with this? Sweeping Strike, Whirling Strike.
Oh, man.
Battle
Getting
Fury,
the double hits down.
All these things that can really do a lot of damage to
Yeah, I mean, his stats aren't the best stats for his, mana cost, but that's generally how rot creatures work. They're kind of like a, did I get the rot or not? And that tends to draw a lot of hate because of that chance.
Speaking of which, you have a huge guard in this set, Matesis, the Fallen Pharaoh.
Matesis, yes.
And his special ability, for those of you who don't want to pause the video and read it, is that when he's on guard, he can basically shunt the attack against him to a different mummy in his zone, which does not lose him his guard and can get the zombie. I keep saying zombie. The mummy that you want to get hit gets hit, and it's your choice which one it is.
Is it mummy?
Yeah, he has to shunt it to a mummy.
And he can do that as many times as he wants?
Yep.
As long as he has a guard, obviously.
Right.
That's so good.
You can activate Juicy with this.
Oh, man. Yeah, so, I mean, Swordmaster had a bunch of great cards for this Necro, and Juicy, as we like to call him. He's the other mummy that was in a previous set. Obviously, that card goes really well with this set. So,
yep. So it is 22 mana, though, to get that combo off. So it'll take you...
That's your game. I mean,
it's two turns of channeling to get that out.
But I mean, that's your setup to destroy the enemy, which is still pretty powerful.
It's not too bad. You got 2 5-dice creatures.
5 dice? Yeah, exactly.
Smacking away.
Not to mention he just has a guard, so he has the guard on him, so when he chooses to counterattack, he'll just deal 5 dice back.
Right. It's true. So how does he activate all these?
Yeah, so the Necromancer has an armor in here that takes up both the armor and the belt slot, which I don't think we've ever seen a dual slot like that before. And it basically, the advantage is it's Dark Mage only, so anyone can take this, but...
Pack Leader's Cowl.
What? A Pack Leader's Cowl?
Yeah,
that's actually a good point.
Helmet and cloak, right?
Yeah, I guess I always don't think about that because it's like, you don't see helms often, but yeah, it has been done, hasn't it? But, what am I saying?
Unholy Armor. Did you say that already?
So it is Dark Mage only. So basically what happens is all the corporeal creatures in the arena that you own take a damage, and you reduce the cost of this armor by each creature that took a damage. So the big part is that this gives armor 2, which in Academy, finding an armor that gives 2 armor is actually pretty hard to do, which is actually really nice. But since you're the Necromancer, and you want your mummies to take damage in order to activate ability, having them take 1 damage is actually really good, because now you get things like Double Strike, or Better Rot, things like that.
Right. Yep, it's true.
So it's kind of a niche card, but it's actually really useful in what you're trying to do. Like mummies, I could see being very useful for just taking that armor.
Yep. And if you put that on a Battle Forge, you could get it for free.
Yeah.
If you have 5 creatures on the board, which is really easy to do.
Oh, yeah.
In this set, and we'll get there.
So let's talk about some other equipment here. There's a new potion in town. It's a dark potion, so woot. It's also a Dsjer-Tet. So,
Swordmaster can use it.
You could take it as a Swordmaster if you want. But basically what it is it's a potion that, if you don't know, you usually use it as a priority, but this one's actually a quick spell action. And basically, in the zone, all living creatures but the mage that casts it takes a damage. And then on top of that, you heal a damage. So this is a 5 mana spell, so you could see, we talked about Monk earlier, even wanting to take a spell like this, just because if there's just a ton of creatures out there, even if there's just 2, having 2 damage, you healing 2, already is almost worth that 5 mana that you spent to do that on. Not to mention that you're probably going to see more in the future for that.
Anti-swarm tech too.
Yeah, it's absolutely anti-swarm. It's a great way to heal as well. It's a great way to, you could just sort of
combine this with telekinetic burst.
Yeah,
and then everything dies.
You don't see a lot of bees, swarms, stuff like that, because this isn't.
That's what I meant by swarm.
Yeah, exactly. I thought you meant like swarms.
I meant like swarm.
You meant swarm. Okay. But I mean, so basically the Dark School has a lot of trouble with healing. Usually you see siphon magic and stuff like that. This is kind of just a great potion way to heal in school.
And it's only 1 spellbook point. So,
yeah.
Anybody can splash it if you're worried about
it is
being
good.
Surrounded.
It's really good against swarms, when I think about it. It's just kind of a solid spell. Dissolve bait.
And why would you be taking so much damage, Koshade? Why would you need to heal so much damage?
Well, there's a new sword in town.
There's a new sword in town.
You thought the cursed sword was good.
Or you didn't.
Or the Necromancer Rot Staff was good, you know.
Or you didn't.
Let's talk about a spell that I think even the Paladin will shine at. It'll be like Warcraft 3 and saying like, you know what, I do need Frostmourne. Except you want Soul Reaper in Mage Wars.
Soul Reaper.
So, I mean, it's a sword. It's a old subclass. It's not cursed or anything, but it does do damage to you. It's a level 1 dark spell that costs 5 mana. Why is it good? Because in Academy, it does 4 base damage and it has Vampiric. Why is it bad? It does 3 damage to you when you cast it. And
2 damage every time you attack.
And every time you use it, you're going to take 2 damage. But it's Vampiric, so you also heal from it. And if you're in Arena, it's going to roll 5 dice base. So, I don't know, if you're like a Raxine Crown Warlock and you have melee +1, you can suddenly cast a 5 mana spell that does 5 dice base, and then you have a +1 to that, and then it has Vampiric on top of it. So stack that with like a regrowth or some sort of regen spell.
Right.
Like, it's going to mitigate that damage. And
or even just stack it with a bear strength.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, suddenly the value is insane. I mean, talk about like Paladin, right?
Yeah.
You can challenge your enemy to be like, you know, I'm going to pull out this sword because it's actually really good behind Champion's Gauntlets.
Yeah.
It gives me Vampiric for 3 spell points and a 5 dice sword. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Bloodwave Warlord, too.
Bloodwave Warlord, absolutely. Any of the War School mages. I mean, even as a Force-Master, like 2 spellbook points for this, that's not bad.
You still got Galvatar, though.
I mean, Galvatar's better, but, you know. I'm just saying that there's a lot of...
Vampiric is really good.
Like, as a Straywood Beastmaster, I would definitely consider this. There's a lot of options out there. Obviously, we can keep talking for days about how good this is, but, I mean, a level 2 spell Vampiricism versus this...
Yeah,
like obviously the value is there.
Vampiric.
Like, what is it? 8 mana, 7 mana for Vampiric on a mage.
6.
Is it 6?
I don't think it has Mage Bind.
I thought it did.
Maybe it does.
I don't know.
I don't use it very often.
Yeah, right.
It's so expensive.
So now you have the sword to like not even worry about it. You'll just forget that card exists.
There you go.
No, you won't.
Good stuff.
So you want to talk about incantations here?
Yeah, let's go for it.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, do it. Do it up.
Okay, so let's talk about a spell here that I think could actually change some people how they want to do some of their openings. So we've talked about Meditation Amulet in the past. That was really good. Not in this episode, so...
Whatever.
You know what? Ritual of Kalik?
I would emphasize the last syllable, but you know, whatever.
Kalik?
Collect, whatever.
I'm sorry, I'm terrible at names.
You're collecting mana.
Yes, it's a Dsjer-Tet spell, so you know, Academy Force-Master is gonna like it. It's an arcane spell, so wizards are gonna like it. It costs 0 mana, but what does it do? Basically, you choose another friendly creature, not yourself, not even in the zone. Oh, that's nice. Anyway, you deal 2 damage to it. And then you gain 3 mana.
It could be any creature. It doesn't have to be a living creature either, right?
Yeah, it's just friendly.
Okay.
So, woot. And so basically, you can ramp up your mana with the spell by dealing damage. Yep. Ideally, I think you find something with Regenerate or Vampiric to sort of make sure they heal back. But getting 3 mana for just 2 damage and a quick cast is about right. So if you have things like spawn points or other things to spend your mana on that are like large creatures, this is a great spell to sort of ramp that up.
Yeah, you can get your spawn points going quickly with Meditation Amulet and Ritual of Kalik.
Oh man, Mage Wand, Meditation Amulet as a druid, and then you like do it on like a regen creature,
which you have plenty of.
You have tons. You can quickly get a crazy amount of mana to do death with.
So much.
I'll leave you guys to come up with the combos, but leave it in the comments if you come up with something good, because I'm actually really curious on what
how
you guys...
it's going to change your openers.
Yeah. Because I think it'll affect some people that like to
anybody who loves
that.
to play with spawn points is probably going to enjoy that spell a lot.
Absolutely. Like, you may not want Mana Crystal now, because you just get so much mana off this early on.
Yeah. Wow. Can you imagine a world with no mana crystals?
Whoa.
That's crazy. Speaking of death, though, the Necromancer comes with a instant death spell.
Instant.
Soul Harvest. This is not damage.
Points his finger. You're dead.
It's just like, you're dead.
Yeah.
The important thing about this spell is that it targets minor, non-legendary creatures. So you can't kill a Zimbila with it.
Is it living?
And you can't kill Knight of Westlock with it. No, it's just any... Oh, it's living creature.
It is living. Okay,
creature.
cool.
So you can't just kill a mummy with it.
That's fine.
Bonuses.
Necromancer don't care.
Yeah, right. Bonuses for being a non-living user. So Elementalist doesn't care.
Elementalist doesn't care.
Forcemaster doesn't care.
I mean, you go against that priestess that, you know, brings out the light stick of doom creatures.
Or this will kill a White Cloak Knight.
White Cloak. Oh.
It will kill a
that's
White Cloak
mean.
Knight. Yeah.
Important to note that any enchantments you have to pay for as well.
Right.
I mean, basically you break even, but they lose.
They lose some investment. This is a full action, so it's just like a creature. It'd be a full action.
I mean, you could bring it back from the dead in Arena.
range 0 to 2.
Oh, wow. It has range 2 on it. That's super good.
In Arena, you can knock something out before it gets to you.
I mean, Rise Again, Animate Dead, you can instantly know it's going to die and then say, like, now I want to bring it back as mine. So
yep, it's true.
There's some nice stuff to do there.
Now, it is epic. You can only use it once, and you can not attach it to a wand, and only a Necromancer can use it, so you don't have to worry about it with anybody else.
Has limitations. Yeah.
But instant death. It's a thing now.
Screw Zimbila.
Can't.
That's what I would cast. Oh, it's legendary, isn't it?
She's immune.
So Timberwolves would have to be what you cast it on in Arena. Wow, this is a crazy card. Like it's not too strong, but it definitely is strong. Like if you get something with like, you know, 3 enchantments on it, yeah, you have to pay for it, but they lose so many actions.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends. You might need to purge first and then kill the creature.
Maybe.
It might be more economical.
That's a fair point.
Depending on what's on that creature. But yeah, people run around with their unsupported level 2 creatures. You can just
we on this card?
Yeah, speaking of things, you could do this for that first.
I mean,
and then do this.
Yeah. You want to do yours first?
I don't know. What I'm saying is,
your spell. Oh, yeah, you're right.
You do that first.
No to that, and
then you practice cast this. Go ahead.
Dang.
Which one is it?
So this is kind of a card to just buy the set in and of itself. Honestly, like they could just release this card. Just
I wouldn't
pay here you go.
Money for one card.
Like no, I mean, it is a really good card. So let's talk about it really quick. It's Fizzle. It's a novice arcane spell.
Finally.
And this is a really unique meta magic card that you know I think has been kind of on the radar for a long time, but is now getting released. And
this wasn't a promo, was it?
No, it was never promo. But this has kind of been a spell that like has seemed obvious that it's missing. You know what I mean? Like
sure. Like
Mage Wars has either been like with enemy enchantments, for instance, you either like destroy it or you just kind of like let it live. You know, and this card kind of deals with a middle ground here. You can only target enemy enchantments, and it's really important for dissipate things. But it is a novice spell that basically you target an enemy revealed enchantment, and you say no, it's going face down, and then the opponent also loses mana equal to the level of that spell, and what it costs you basically is the revealed cost of the enchantment. So, I mean, you were talking about mind control. I know before this video,
the best target for this spell is mind control.
Yeah, so it's going to cost you 6.
Obviously, he's killing a force field, but
yeah, force field's a great spell to use this on too. Also, I want to point out that it can't be re-revealed until the end of the round.
Right.
So if you do use it on a force field,
you could Seeking Dispel the next round.
Yeah, or this round.
Yeah.
I mean, it lets you sort of just counter enchantments in a new, different way. I mean, if something is coming after you with Bear Strength or Vampirism or something like that, you know, returning that to its unrevealed state may mess up a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, or you could cancel a Poison Blood so that you can get a heal off.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could cancel a Regrowth so that your dots can do more damage.
And the fact that your opponent loses mana on top of that means that now their planning has to change.
Right.
So it's kind of a game changer in a lot of ways. And I'm curious to see how this card affects the whole game.
Maybe I'd run one of them.
Maybe one. You know, I don't thought sport.
No.
Just say no enchantments for you.
Pretty much just run one of them, I think, because there's going to be that one. It's like Jinx for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's that one turn that you need them to not have something.
Yeah.
And then...
I mean, definitely end of game is going to be stretched out with that Poison Blood example, because oftentimes that ends games just cold. But if they're ready for it now with this...
Well, they could be ready for it with a Dispel, too.
Yeah, you're right.
Remove Curse.
So, yeah.
So that's our Necromancer spoiler review. And we're going to do the full review for the full set sometime around release date. So keep watching.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Bye.